What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Iwan Entertainment. We are here with the outgoing CPU, Garrett. Garrett, how you feeling?
That was tough. I'm not gonna lie, that was not fun. That was Sean seemed genuinely hurt by it. Um, and the thing is, even if Sean believes that he's not in the wrong, then that just shows that we have two different styles because he overpromised with how many deals he had going or how many groups he had going or whatever. And so there's a lot going on there, a lot of people that he felt good with to the point where I didn't feel good with him. So I feel justified in it, but you know, we just have a slightly different, expectations, I think, in terms of trust. And uh, it was hard to hard to like vote someone out that genuinely feels like, you did them dirty and like, cause like I feel justified with it and it had nothing to do with him being a good player. It just had everything to do with his position over mine. And that's it.
Now, when you're like an HOH or CPU, you have a plan, you have an idea about how you want the week to work out. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. For you, at least from my perspective, from a viewer's perspective, like you won, you heard out people, you developed your intention, and you executed your intention. Despite like not having a debug score or a control, like actual control in like what happened once they were put up. What do you credit it being executed the way you intended it to? Is it like your social gameplay? Is it like mutual best interests of other gamers? What do you credit your plan being a success to?
I think it's twofold. One is everyone didn't want to sit next to Sean in the end. They just didn't know how to get rid of him. So that was part of it, that they were glad somebody took the shot. So that's part of it for sure. You could kind of tell in that call that people are saying, oh, we're just doing what Garrett's saying to do because they don't want to take the heat for taking out Sean, pretty much is what they're saying. And so you could tell that even as Sean's going out the door, they either feel bad for doing what they're doing or they still feel scared because that's how good he was in the game. So that's part of it, is that Sean's just a genuinely acceptable target to vote for because of how he's played. The other part, I think, is because I told people exactly the truth, which was that, and I told Jackie this. I said, imagine being in a conversation with somebody and off the cuff, he's just throwing out one of your supposedly final three as a backdoor plan, leaves that as the last option as the final plan. How are you supposed to interpret that? And it doesn't even matter what the name is, that what he did with Papa. I mean, to be fair, he's been doing it a lot, but he got caught this time. And and I said, explain the same thing to Benny. Benny could not even defend him. He couldn't even though he trusts Sean, yeah, undisputably, he could not defend what Sean did. And same with Sharonica. And Jackie probably could defend it, but at the same time, just figured I think Jackie just thought that I was always coming for Sean, which to an extent, was what I was saying. I was saying it off the cuff, but also was like, I was like feeling like it needed to be done, but then just kind of confirmed with the whole Papa situation.
Did it
And
make
so,
it did it make it easier once you had like, I don't want to say ammunition, but ammunition?
yeah, because I would have had to blown up way more, I think, to bury him. And if I blew up more, I also don't think I would have had the full backing of Papa. It was perfect that he threw Papa under because Papa was the other corruptor. That was his way out. And so it was just icing on the cake that he tried to burn his only way out, which was Papa, and Papa probably would have kept him in if Sean didn't burn him like that, because Papa wants to keep the threats in. And so no, it absolutely was his downfall. That it was one of those things where Sean just loves the game and he loves talking and brainstorming. And he's got to remember that if he doesn't clarify what's considered a thought and a plan, because he made it seem like that wasn't even like we never even came up with stuff or there was a miscommunication, whatever. But if he can't clarify that, I mean, that's the whole point of the game, is the difference between a thought and an actual plan. A lot of people can have thoughts, but what he gave me was a plan to take out Papa as a backdoor, And so, yeah, it made it much easier. I was planning on just not saying anything and then just saying, fuck it, and put up Jackie and Sean and just watch the house blow up and see what would happen. But then when he did this, it was like, oh, this is perfect because I can say that it's purely because he messed up, not because of Jackie, not because of his game and all this kind of stuff. And it worked out perfectly because I feel like everybody in general understood me, still want to work with me. And now the only problem that I have right now is the fact that Papa has 2 twists in the game. And so I kind of have to work with Papa at this point because it's so deep in the game
What
that
do you
if I
mean two
fuck with him.
twists?
So he's got the racing one, and he's told me that he's gotten the beta testing one, which lets him change the noms in general, which I believe him if he does have those. And I don't know if he's told other people in general. It's possible he's told them, but either way, he knows of the twists in general. And I don't know. It's very like it was interesting because I feel like he does have it because Sharonica told me that he was fine. She was finding the clues, and then Papa Papa said that the last clue didn't say or said that the clue's already been found, but then when Sharonica tries it, the clue doesn't pop up at all. So I think that Papa lied about what popped up on his screen and he did get the twist, which checks out because Papa told me he has the twist. So um and so yeah, and it's a very dangerous twist, so I can't really spill it, otherwise it could just backfire on me. So I'm pretty much just riding with Papa until after the twists are all done at final five, and then I have to go with whatever is there at the table at final five. I have to figure out how to get to the end. But yeah, I can't really do much about Papa because he's got too much to get him out of the. I can't. Then there's no way to get him out really.
How important now is the nominations for these glitches in Sandbox? Where's your head at with that?
I would love Benny to go, and what would be nice about that is if I get to the end, I can just purely tell him that I'm looking at everybody here and everyone's been good with me, and your vote counts 2 against me. And by getting rid of Benny, literally, there's only a total of 3 votes that can be put on me. And so a lot has to go wrong for me to get voted out. I'd have to burn a lot of people. Um, and so that's kind of like the big thing is getting Benny out, I would say. I think Hannah, if I got rid of Hannah somehow, that would be great. But it's hard to get rid of Hannah. I think I just got to get in Papa's head and see where he's at. I think he's probably good with this as a Final Four, and I'd be okay with that because I can trust Papa to be or Hannah to beat Papa, whichever. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I don't really know who I want to sit next to, but honestly, I feel like I could beat anyone if I get to the end. So.
All right, Gary, I'm trying to think. I don't have many questions because I feel like I've known where your head was at when you were CPU. Any just like general thoughts about the live? Anybody say anything in their question and answers that like, raised a red flag or like concurred something that you were thinking?
I don't know. It's one of those things that's like it's weird how cleanly that went. I was just waiting for a twist to be played because of how okay people were at it. Like people like I would like give my spiel of why I'm putting Sean up. And people were like, man, that makes sense. I was like, wait, whoa, what's the catch? So I don't know. People were just waiting for this to happen and they were ready to jump on it. I was surprised at how many deals that Sean was able to make with people. I was surprised that Benny was willing to burn Sean to try to like open his game up. Yeah, no, there's a lot going on with everything there, but what I think it was the right choice for one. Yeah, it's just a matter of getting to the end, and I feel like even if Papa took me to the end, I think I could beat him. Just because my game, I feel like it's just so different and is like relatively clean throughout the whole way through. The only time that I made any waves was when I took out the biggest threat in the game, which I feel like is something almost no one here was going to do. So, I don't know. I feel like my game is pretty winnable, so I don't care who I sit next to. And now it's just a matter of getting there. So even if that means sitting next to Papa, I'm fine with that because I have ammunition against him too. I mean, I was the one that tanked his game for the first half, so I put him in a bad spot for the first half. And so, yeah, I feel like I've had a lot of impact on very specific relationships this game. And so now it's just a matter of getting to the end and hoping that people think that they played a better game than me. Papa has a reason to believe he's played better than me. So that's my hope, is that if I have the right people at the end, that that they will take me because they think that um, that they can beat me.
Okay. How concerned are you about just like general fallout? Like, I know you said people will seem like, yeah, they couldn't argue it. You know what I mean? Argue it in your reason. And it felt sort of quote unquote easy that you maybe thought like power is going to be played because like it's working out the way you wanted it to. How concerned are you that there might be an aftershock that is a little bit more, chaotic than you actually going through with the plan and talking to people? Like, are you concerned that, that there's going to be an aftershock that wasn't necessarily even visible when you were actually doing the thing?
Right. Um, no, the biggest one is Jackie. I just honestly, it's been a frustrating game with Jackie because I feel like for the first ever since everything except for up to putting Sean up, I've been as open and blunt with her as possible, and she is not she has not been playing game with me really, and like to an extent she has, but it really I don't know how she's getting the information. It could be because of Sean, it could be because of something else, it could be because of a group chat. It doesn't matter. But the bottom line is she plays lockstep with Sean. And so it's like I'm frustrated because she says she doesn't want to play with him. And then like why didn't she just pick other people to play with? There's been 17 people on this cast and she's still chosen the same people Sean has. So it's been frustrating. And then I do the dirty work for her. She even says, I hear what you're saying, Garrett. I believe I can go farther than him if I got to be honest. And so when I heard that, I said, okay, well, you let me know when to take the shot. Essentially, and then she said, okay. And then essentially saying that she's just going to play this one out until one of them gets clipped. So it was either they were all set to the point where it was rare that either of them were going to get clipped, or like I had to do what I had to do. And so it's frustrating because it was like she pretty much put me in a position to where it's like, okay, I either have to just like ride this out and let Sean stay in the game, um, or I have to take the shot and then you're gonna get mad at me. But it's like it makes sense for my game. Like I don't know, I don't know how you can get mad at somebody when they make a play that makes sense. Like it's hard when that happens, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with Jackie. I've tried as much as I could with her, and I don't think I'll ever get that trust back. So we'll see how that goes.
If you were to go out this round, eighth place, any regrets on recent move that you made or anything in the past?
No, no, I don't. I mean, if I had to like wind it back, no. I mean, I would have to go like really far back. And quite honestly, I feel like everything's gone right for the most part. This play that I did was an all or nothing kind of thing of like
Which is sort of like
I
your MO. It's been like the phrase
yeah.
that you've kind of
Well,
said to me on these calls multiple times, is like when you make a move or like develop a plan, it's like all or nothing.
yeah, because I was even talking to Benny and I feel for him because he was like, I'm just trying to hit top five. Like there are players in here that are just wanting to get placed higher than normal. Apparently Billy doesn't place high, he wants to place higher than normal. Benny doesn't place high, he wants to place higher. Sharonica, stuff like that. Like there's some players here that don't get to place high. And you can tell the players that do get to place high because they're playing for the win. Jackie's doing it, Romeo's doing it, Papa's doing it, Hannah's doing it, I'm doing it. So like there are people that are actually playing for the win, and some of them get a cleaner path to it. And quite honestly, like if I didn't do anything and just didn't even choose CPU, I could have tried to coast, but I would have coasted till 5. And Benny says like we were just trying to get a top 5 placement. I was like, yeah, but I'm looking at the 5 and that's Sean's 5. So what am I supposed to do with that? That's Sean's way to the end. that is not my top five. I can't do anything with that top five, you know? And so it's like, if I get cut at 8, I know I was going to get cut at 7, 6, or 5. So what's the difference? You know, there's really no difference. I'm on jury anyways. The damage is dealt.
There is a difference going out like on your own terms, doing what you wanted, than going out like regretting not being able to maneuver yourself, you know?
Yeah. And there's a time that I've played one of these games where I noticed like pregame connections. I tried to talk about it and tried to break them up early, and it just got me voted out early. And then a friend of mine just kept his mouth shut and he made it all the way to the end and almost won. And so it made me realize that like you just gotta like bite your tongue and just let it coast. But then it gets to a point where you're looking at what's left here, and I see a solid 4 that, by the way, Sean told me about the 4. And so it's like, okay, like I'm just supposed to let that roll off my back that there's a clear 4 that I'm 5, you know, like, so that also was added onto it. But yeah, like there's a solid 4. They actually seem like they're working together as opposed to everyone else that is like kind of getting their shit together now, but not really at the time. So yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at a 4. And if I have a chance, I'll take a shot at the 4 that I'm a part of now. But you know, I don't know if I will have a chance because I had to choose one or the other. And I just feel like there's way more space to move in the 5 or the 4 people that I'm working with now, as opposed to the ones that Benny and Sean wanted to work with. So I don't know. Yeah, I played for the win, and I don't think there was a winning path to me whatsoever without winning out. I never want to play to win out. I don't even want to play to win the last challenge. I anticipate losing that challenge. And so that's how I always play these games. I never play to win out. I play to win in general. So yeah.
Do you think that the ones that you said are like playing to win and not just to get to that milestone placement? Do you think those are the ones with winners equity right now? Not saying that the other ones can't develop it, but yeah, your opinion. Is it like
Yeah,
the
no,
Garretts, the Papas, the Hannahs, the Jackies that have that winners equity right now?
I think anyone that plays to place high genuinely plays usually a losing game, because when they get to the end, their speech is going to be, I've never made it here before. And that's not a winning speech, you know? And so, yeah, I would say that my best chance of winning would be against possibly Benny and Billy and, well, Sharonica does have actually like, she's kind of like in the middle. Like she knows how to get to the end, but she also can sometimes, you know, overplay her hand. Um, but yeah, no, the people that just are trying to place high, that's never a winning strategy. It's never a good idea in terms of these games. It's just there's only one winner, so it doesn't matter if you're second or if you're 17th. Like I don't know, the only thing that matters is, like you said, going out on your own terms, you know, and so yeah, so I feel like, you know, if I go out way more with a bang than with a whimper if I went out at like 5 or 6.
And my last question will be regarding the debugs for Sandbox. Types will most definitely play a part in this nomination. Have you looked at it? Have you gave it thought, concerns, comments?
Not too much. If I got to be honest, I don't think I have many options. So at this point, I think I'm pretty much required to vote for Jackie and Benny, and hope that everyone else kind of like lions on that, because my guess is that they won't say Romeo or Sharonica because of me and Hannah, and so my guess is that the votes are going to land on Jackie and Benny, and if one of them win, then the question is who has the third most votes. And that is a good question. I'd have to look at the chart because of what Jackie and Benny could possibly do, or Sharonica could do. Um, yeah, I'd have to look at the chart more carefully to see if we need to put a third option there. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think with the amount of people that want to work together, that will have the right vote counts in general. But yeah, it's a tricky one for sure. I feel good about the fact that there's literally only 5 votes that count against me. And so as long as I can get Benny on my side, which it seems like Benny's his vote today was trying to show that he's trying to get on my side. As long as if I can get Benny on my side, then I don't think there's really a way that I go up because his vote counts for 2. I get the feeling that Hannah will get a bunch of votes, and maybe Papa or maybe Romeo. So yeah, I mean, unless people are playing me pretty well, I feel like I slipped right back to where I was, which I kind of like. And now I just gotta avoid Papa's twists and then go from there.
All right, Garrett. I'm pretty good right now. You good?
I'm good. I gotta be honest with you. I'm surprised that this game is going so well, and so I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop because it seems like everything's just going my way of what I'd like it to do, pretty much for the most part. And
Garrett, I'm gonna let you know. I've heard that from a few evictees so far.
I
So
bet,
just keep your antennas up.
I bet. So it's weird that like everything's kind of going my way. Like I said, it's a tough path because only Sharonica is the only one that I think would take me, and I don't think she will take me. Romeo might take me only if Papa's there, and even then, I don't know. So I'm in a tough spot. I have to pretty much have Papa at the final three, and I have to beat him in a challenge. That's like my win condition now. So that's where I'm at this point. So I got to pretty
Does
much
that
tank
scare
all of the
you? Does that
challenges.
scare you seeing how he just like won another challenge tonight?
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to take another challenge threat there. Either Sharonica, I don't know why she said she's not good at challenges. That's bullshit. And then Hannah, I'm fine going. Trying to think of who else would be some people that could possibly beat Papa. Um, I think Romeo could. I think Billy could. Like there are people that could. Ben, honestly, everyone could beat him. They just don't, do as much as Papa does. Papa, likes being at the top and everything. So I have faith that people can beat him at the end, and I'm aware that I played this before, and I got third last time I played a Big Brother version, and my biggest thing that I took from that is that there's a lot of challenges in the end game that deal with the history of the game that's played, and so I have no problem tanking those games like for the rounds, so that way people know I'm bad at these challenges and I'm not a Big Brother fan. But I'm aware that the final challenge, that the three waves of challenges or whatever it's called, that it has stuff dealing with the history of what's happening or your connect or how like people's personalities. So I can at least study for that one this time around. So I might actually have a chance of winning it this time. Last time I had no chance because I didn't know that that's how Big Brother always ends, is with the same kind of setup at the end. So my goal is to play a similar game as what I had last time, and then this time just study for the finale. And that's like I feel is like if it ain't broke, run it back and tweak a little.
All right, Garrett, I'm satisfied. You are good for your level 9. We're gonna do level 9/10. So you technically, if you make it to 10, you don't even need to do one because we're gonna have a like. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get everybody's confessional in before tomorrow's live. So if you survive tomorrow, you'll be good for level 10 as well. But again, if you want to meet and just vent, you're allowed to. All right.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I feel like the fact that a Ford just got made is reassuring for a vote majority vote. So fingers crossed.
Especially when there's 8 people,
Yeah,
four's half. I
yeah,
just definitely go figure out those types. It's gonna play a part.
yeah. Because if and the main thing is Benny. If Benny wants me out, then I could go out with the corruptor plate or whatever.
Well, I'm excited to see how it plays out, Garrett. You
I'm
have
not.
a good
Why can't
night.
you have normal Big Brother? I did so well with normal Big
I
Brother.
think normal Big Brother comes if you make final five, five and on, I think is when you make it to like the normal levels. You get through all of the garbage fucking survival simulation and just breathe and have a predictable 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, because even like I thought Sim was kind of like, oh, that's like the normal one, and even that one's like fucking stressful because
Yeah.
it's like you only have like 4 votes that you have to like really make sure go your way.
Well,
It's
that
just
and
a
like one
mess.
wrong choice, like you make one wrong choice and all of a sudden you're a target. Like Sean just saw, he made bad decision about like playing CPU, not if whether he threw it or didn't try hard enough, but like he sort of really had no room to move once that decision was made. So Sim is
Right.
actually kind of scary for me. Like if I was playing,
No. Yeah. It's a mess, especially because uh yeah, the way that the votes worked, and it's a good thing I put Sharonica up. I mean, if there's twists in the game, then she would have gone, which wouldn't have been terrible for my game anyways. The only thing terrible about it is that Sean's still in. But um but yeah, no, like if I didn't put Shronica up, say I put anyone up and just hope that people vote out Sean, he wouldn't have been voted out. Like he had so many of the 4 people that were voting, like most of them would have voted his way no matter who it was. So it was like kind of like wow, like like this man's literally like I could only get him out if only half the people vote, and if I force one of them to vote for him, like
and there was like a potential for that vote there to tie, where you
yeah, which
literally
is
had
like
to
that's why
throw
I
down
set
the
it up like
gauntlet.
that. Yeah, I set it up like that, like intentionally of like this is like unless twists get played, it's impossible for him to be saved because or like I guess if a corruptor's played, but like because I am the tiebreaker vote, so that's why I did it like that. But yeah, it was like it was just wild that that's the only way to get him out is if it's like a very like
You kind of
precise
fucking,
no way out.
you literally kind of manhandled him, Garrett.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
like fucking strong armed him out the fucking game.
yeah. He had no like way out at that point,
None.
which is why I think he was. That's probably why he was the most pissed. Honestly, was that
Yeah,
he's
and you could tell though, because like he's at least always on camera. I've never really seen him not on camera. So the fact
yeah.
that he wasn't on camera during his eviction,
Me
and you
too,
just
but like I could feel it. I could feel it with those messages.
oh yeah,
It was
reading your
rough.
chat, awkward.
You said what?
I said reading y'all's chat, awkward.
Yeah, it was. I was just like, this man just wants to message. So I don't know. I feel like deep down he knows what he did, and he just is just pissed off that he didn't see me coming. I think that's what it was. But like, if he's just mad at me, he's mad at me. I don't know. I don't care. Like at
We
this
will
point, I
see
don't know
at
what to tell
we
him.
will see if you make final two at the jury phase if time healed any of those wounds or not.
Yeah, I don't think time will heal the wounds, but I feel like because I told everybody what happened or whatever, that
Mm-hmm.
like the defense that I have, I don't believe Sean could sway the entire house. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, but it seems like if he comes off too hot, that I think people would understand where I'm coming from, and yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, he's gonna have some words for me if I get to the end. That's for sure.
I kind of want to see that happen.
I don't. I kind of want to get taken out before the.
But
No,
then
the
you're
thing
gonna have
is,
to
he'll
but
have
then you're
some
gonna have to deal
words.
with him in the lounge.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is he'll have some words if I like get voted out next because he'll be like, "What the
Oh
fuck?"
god.
He's like, "What the fuck were you thinking?"
You cannot, if that happens, I couldn't write that. Like that couldn't even be
Yeah,
written.
it's very high chance that happens a lot. You have 2 people like playing good games. One takes one
Mm-hmm.
out, and then the other one
And then
goes
the
right
other one.
after.
Yep, yep,
That
yep.
happens a lot. So
Prevent that, Garrett, because you're providing me with entertainment. So prevent
I'm,
it.
I'm just. Oh, did you notice what Sharonica said? By the way.
About the whole I loved you, like her little speech thing.
Yeah, but she said "fuck you, Garrett," which is like the catchspace. That's my
Oh yes, it
catchphrase.
was. She did say that. Bam. I'm
That's
dead.
why I was
Okay.
laughing so hard.
I'm actually gonna keep tally now, see if that actually occurs a
Yes,
little
you
bit more
should.
now that we're getting to the pointy end.
I should try to find like the last one I played because I don't think they played. They only played like one game after, so it's not that hidden. But like, like, yeah, like I like screwed over my like supposedly number one, but it was a similar thing to this where it was like, okay, you're my number one, but you're also like good with everybody. So like, what am I? I'm disposable to you at this point. And so there was like a weird like weekend or it was like a double eviction and he like played it weird that gave me red flags. And so I was like on the block, I came off and they backdoored him. And he actually was like somebody they shouldn't have backdoored. Like they actually needed him as a number. And then it took like, and then as he was like talking to me, and I told him that I was gonna vote him out. He's like, "Wait, why are you voting me out?" I was like, "Well, because of this, this, and this." He's like, "Wait, what?" And then he like in his last speech jokingly said like, "Fuck Garrett, he's the worst or whatever." And then every person after that said, "Fuck Garrett." like as they got voted out, each person said fuck
And
Garrett all the way to final
in,
three.
in your winner / or boot post, it's gonna start
Yeah.
it's gonna start with "fuck you, Garrett" or "fuck
It's
Garrett."
really, it is really funny that like people are very comfortable with saying that to me, like a little too comfortable. I feel like.
And I know it like it like every time somebody says it's like a little pat on your back. It's not an insult whatsoever.
No, it was actually like part of my social game at that point. I was like, oh haha, like it's like I'm getting away with murder at that point. Like they were having fun with the fact that every time that they thought that they were one step ahead of me, I like already like had something or whatever ready for them. Like, man, I'm telling you, man, these reads, I'm telling you, the reads are
I know
like
I can tell, Garrett, you're definitely a good shows that. So keep up the good work.
yeah, though the reads I feel like for me, they come like I don't like I mean, you've seen a lot of these games. So many people play so similar. And like I like even told Jackie at one point, I said, you might not be in an alliance with Benny, Sean, Sharonica, whatever, but you all play like you're in one. Like you all are saying the same things. You all are like voting together. You all are doing the same stuff. You all are having the same like so it's like they like everyone kind of plays similar. And so those kinds of reads are not that bad. But yeah, no, it's
Do
I
you
think
think
the
it is
read
sort of
game's
like
good, but
insulting when you have somebody like Sean who's like, I've been watching reality TV for years and years and
yeah.
years, but then expect you to not like peep
Right.
something like that?
Well, it was insulting my first game too. My first game, there was like it was like a few org people and I was there and what there was a one person that was getting upset with me because I was pretty much connected with everybody and they didn't realize that. They thought that like I was their pocket pick, kind of like some people probably did this game. And they didn't realize that I was actually connected with literally everybody. And like I was like and at certain points I had to keep backstabbing him. And then I would tell him what I was doing and he would get upset and he would it wasn't until after the game he's like, honestly, I didn't like I didn't have respect for you or whatever in the game until after or whatever. It was like one of those things like it felt like because it was my first game that I don't deserve to be able to play a good game kind of thing. Like it's like if it's my like kind of like how they thought about Autumn was playing fine. And then like they like think that like she's getting like manipulated and stuff like that. And maybe some people are taking advantage of it, but quite honestly, I feel like she can get the idea down the road. Like she wasn't playing a bad game, I thought. Like she was connected with a good amount of people, and the people she wasn't connected to weren't mad at her. Like, and so, but a lot of people that play these games think that because you're new, that you're just going to get taken advantage of. And I don't think that's true. But yeah, when Sean brought up these like, you don't get it. I watch every reality TV show. And I was like, I don't care. I watch zero Big Brother and I place third. So it's like, it does not matter how much reality TV. It's all the same game. It's all the same.
All right, Garrett. I know I've been saying I'm good like 15 times.
Yeah, we're just chatting at this point.
I know. I think I'm good now.
Okay.
But you have
How's your
yourself a
day
good.
been?
Oh no, my day's been great, bro. My day's
Okay,
been
good.
good. But you get some sleep. Enjoy your rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow, 8:15 sharp.